All right, so everybody's talking about AI like it's the next gold rush. And yeah, it's powerful and it's changing everything from healthcare to how we order our morning coffee. But here is the truth. You see, most people have no idea that they're already invested in this AI boom and maybe even the bubble that comes with it. Now, if you got a 401k retirement fund or even a simple index fund, guess what? You are already invested in AI, whether you want it to be or not. Now, everybody knows about the S&P 500. If you don't, well, that's the stock market index most retirement plans are invested in. And it is heavily weighted towards a handful of tech giants that is driving this AI revolution. Okay, so we have Nvidia, we have Microsoft, we have Apple, we have Alphabet, then we have Amazon, Broadcom, Meta, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, and JP Morgan Chase. So pretty much if you got a 401k, you're already all in on AI. You're betting your retirement on the idea that this AI boom keeps booming. You see, come here. AI spending is really expected to hit 330 billion just by the end of this year, 2025. And that's not startups, that's global corporate investments. And Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he says he wants to raise 1.4 trillion to expand AI infrastructure globally. Now, when someone asks Sam Altman, how can you spend $1.4 trillion if OpenAI only made 20 billion? And his response said everything. Check it right here.
How can the company with 13 billion in revenues make 1.4 trillion of spend commitments?
We're doing well more revenue than that. Second of all, Brad, if you want to sell your shares, I'll find you a buyer. So I think we could sell, your shares or anybody else's to some of the people who are making the most noise on Twitter, whatever.
Now, translation, the government is going to have to fund it.
At some level, when something gets sufficiently huge, whether or not they are on paper, the federal government is kind of the insurer of last resort, as we've seen in various financial crises and insurance companies screwing things up.
Which means taxpayer-backed debt, which is fueling an industry already packed with private debt and circular financing. So what is circular financing? Well, it's when companies essentially pass the same money around to make the market look stronger than it really is. Here's how it works. You see, Nvidia sells to OpenAI, then OpenAI creates the cloud contracts with Oracle and Microsoft. And then Microsoft goes back to Nvidia and buys $10 billion worth of GPUs from Nvidia. And then they repeat the whole cycle all over again. You see, each company books revenue from these transactions, even though they're all just recycling the same cash. You see, it looks healthy on paper, but it's like an echo chamber of money. If AI spending slows down even a little, the whole loop will collapse. Now let's talk about what a bubble actually is.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
You see, a bubble happens when asset prices rise far above their real value, driven by hype, speculation, and easy money. And when reality hits, the pop wipes out trillions. We've seen it before. The dot-com bubble in 2000, the housing bubble in 2008, and the crypto bubble in 2021. Now it's the AI bubble in 2025. Now check this out. Warren Buffett just sold $6 billion worth of stock. And that's not because he didn't know what to buy. It's simply because he doesn't like what he sees. And then there's Michael Burry, the guy from the movie The Big Short who predicted the 2008 crisis. Well, he's 80% shorting, meaning betting against AI darlings like Nvidia and Palantir. And y'all gotta remember, that's the man who saw the last storm coming before anyone else. And now he's waving the same red flag again. You see, now in The Big Short, Michael Burry discovered that Wall Street was packaging garbage mortgage debt and selling it like it was gold. You see, everyone thought the system was solid until it wasn't. And today, we're seeing a modern remix. Only this time, instead of mortgage-backed securities, it's AI-backed debt, cloud contracts, and tech valuations built on circular spending. Different players, but same game. Now, here's really the scary part. These companies really are too big to fail. Because AI spending slows down, Nvidia drops, Microsoft contract freezes, and the entire S&P 500 shakes. Well, your 401k, your IRA, your retirement, all of it's tied in this same web. And I want to be very, very clear. This is not about fear. It's just about awareness, because the market's telling you something. The same voices that predicted past collapse, they're speaking again. And the same patterns, debt, speculation, circular financing, well, they're all flashing bright red. And if you understand what's happening, you can position yourself to win. That means diversify your investments. Do not chase hype, and focus on assets that really produce real value, such as real estate, small business equity, and companies solving real world problems. But listen, I am not anti-AI. I use it practically every day, but I am pro-reality. And the reality is, when money moves this fast, it always leaves casualties. So ask yourself, are you chasing the hype, or are you building something real? Now, AI won't replace you, but it will expose if what you're doing has real value. So stay sharp, stay informed, and stay wealthy. Andre Madaris, and this right here is a wealth hack.